Hi Capricorn, thanks for being here. This is a Capricorn energy collective reading, so only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Always remember to use your discernment and intuition with my readings. You know what's for you and you know what's not, so always trust yourself. I am still working on the goal to get 50 subscribers, so if you feel called to subscribe, please do. So I'm going to jump right into the energy. The first images I got were yin and yang. That feels very balanced. It feels like either you're working to be balanced or you are balanced. Me seeing it together makes me think that you do feel very balanced right now. I see an animal paw, a map, like travel, and islands that are separated. I also seen an alligator or a crocodile, which did remind me of Florida. So with all that being said, I did pull numbers. I got 33, 55, 11 or 11, and then 222. I seen a lot of jumping around. So even with the animal paw and the separate islands and traveling, there's a lot of movement here, a lot of excitement, and it feels like a very fast moving energy, jumping around and kind of doing little, different things here and there. And but then I rolled again and I got 234 and then 6666. So there may be some jumping around that kind of throws that yin yang balance off a little bit, but then it looks like it moves straight towards the sixes, which is balance. So there could be a time of that. There could be a time of travel. The alligator can be significant of like strength and water energy. I am seeing a lot of earth energy, which Capricorn is earth. So I pulled cards too, and I got presence and self-awareness. So I feel like this is connected to all that jumping around. I think that you may be really busy and then you kind of come back to self. I was getting the earth energy within the crystal ball, but I also pulled the earth card with grounding and peace. So again, that goes back to all that jumping around and traveling. And with the animal paw, I see like excitement and like a lot of energy there. So then I think that you're moving from that energy to a more peaceful grounding energy. And then we have chamomile with gentleness, relaxation, and sleep. So it looks like there's going to be some peace and rest. And then I pulled 3 from my Crow Oracle deck, which is the play card. So that's the energy that I keep kind of going back to, is like a lot of excitement, a lot of moving, a lot of doing, traveling, whatnot. And then we have gifts. So I feel like with this play and travel, it's a very good thing. I think that you will find something within that time of high energy and moving around and doing these different things that will help you find a new direction. And it could be to like a more peaceful direction. And I will say with the alligator, that it could be a little bit of a warning to make sure not to overdo it with all the extra energy, like, to make sure that you also put in some rest at the same time. But I do feel like this high energy isn't a bad thing. I think that this is a very productive, fun things that are happening. Okay, so, and I'm just trying to make sure I said everything. Yes. Okay, so let's see what other information on this energy, on Capricorn energy, we can have. Let me see clearly the message for Capricorn. Is there anything else I can add or say here? So we have the Two of Wands over the play card. There could be something that brings you to a standstill with that, or like to an end, like that brings you to that relaxation part of the yin and the yang, you know. This looks like something like what's coming, like a flight being canceled, or a trip being canceled, that may kind of slow you down a bit. And I think that may be a gift, that you may need to slow down, or like a business meeting or something like that. Something being canceled that kind of forces you to kind of take some time to relax. And I think that's a gift that points you into the direction of relaxation. Is there anything else I can say here, Spirit? Ace of Wands. It looks like a relaxation to build up your spirit again. And Ace of Cups. So 2 new beginnings. Here we have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Wands is spiritual, passionate beginnings. And the Ace of Cups is emotional, intuitive beginnings. So this pause is going to lead you to that. Is there anything else I can say here? King of Pentacles in reverse. With that, it looks like, let me get more on that. What else can I say about the King of Pentacles energy in reverse? What else can I say about that? 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is kind of, you might drop back from something. You may be in control or planning these trips or taking the lead within all this high energy. And there seems to be a call for equal give and take here. So again, it's pulling me back to that relaxation of this pause of play, this thing that comes in that kind of forces you to relax, may feel like a setback in some way, like something didn't work out. But what this is saying is that it's forcing you to be equal give and take with yourself. And to create that balance of rest and play. Is there any closing messages? Okay, 5 of Swords. So the closing messages is that you might have a little bit of conflict or not really like that this, whatever we're talking about, whether it's a trip or a plan or play or whatever this is, gets canceled. You might have a little bit of conflict within yourself. You may be sad or mad that you're not going to this thing. But Spirit is saying that, you know, that this is that pause that you need, and it's a gift, even though you might not see it, and it's actually going to bring 2 new beginnings. So, Capricorn, I hope that this has helped, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for being here.